Happy Monday. We are sitting down for a pretty traditional school week this week. We are starting this morning with science, talking about kidney transplants, and then heading over to history. We've got a lesson with Joseph. We're talking all about Egypt and the social pyramid for the Egyptian hierarchy. And then language arts is a very kind of boring lesson. We're talking about homophones, also talking about accept and accept, and how to remember which word we use for which thing. That's always one that confused me, so I'm glad they're talking about it. And then this one's trying to convince me that her candy is expired. I am trying to convince her to clean this nasty backpack because I don't even know why there's a card game in there. But this backpack for sure needs to be cleaned out and organized. And yeah, we lost a whole set of her flashcards. Pretty sure a friend took them home because they were just thrown around on the table. And then math, we have some number patterns that we're working with. Now, it is about 11 o'clock. We are done with traditional school. She is planning the Thanksgiving meal. She wants to cook it this year completely on her own. Not sure how that's going to work, but we will see. And then at about 11:30, we are sitting down and we are making our planners for the next 3 weeks when it comes to our curriculum planners. Something we love to do. It's extra, I know that, but I enjoy it. So every 3 to 4 weeks, we sit down for about an hour and we get to just have fun and get creative and put these little curriculum planners together and have some bonding time. So we definitely enjoy it. And then this brings us to, it is about 9 o'clock at night. Tutoring's all done for the day. I'm working on lesson plans. She's working on making a travel brochure. This is a history project for us about the Nile, visiting the Nile, since we are talking about Egypt. Glory has quite a bit of homework to get done this morning. I have a nail appointment, so it's supposed to work out perfectly. She was supposed to bring homework and do it while we were there. She didn't. So instead, she is sitting here doing homework while I am tutoring, which we do quite often. And of course, anytime we take a brain break and play a game, she joins right in with us. Wednesday, unfortunately, I ended up having a pretty massive headache, so I did a lot of sleeping. Glory worked on these coasters. I'm not going to show you the finished product until after we give them as a Christmas gift, but they are turning out so cute. And then we spent the evening with our youth group. And then because I spent so much time sleeping yesterday, this morning, I could not fall asleep until after 5 o'clock in the morning. Literally tried so hard, finally got up and did some prep work for tutoring. So by the time I went to sleep and then got up and actually started school, it is now 11 o'clock in the morning. We're getting a really late start, which means we are not going to have a very long school day today. Now, the good news to that is I am off tomorrow for the first time in I don't even know how many weeks. No kids coming over, no tutoring, no homeschool co-ops, no events, no youth group, no nothing, which means we can get a decent amount of extra school done, and I get to do some extra cleaning, which I know weirdly sounds, but I am so looking forward to just getting caught up on some things. I don't want today to be a total wash though, so we are definitely going to do a couple hours of school. We are starting with science. We're talking about the circulatory system and specifically the heart. So the book said that if we put a toilet paper roll up to our chest, or our partner's chest, so I did it to her, she was me, you'd be able to hear the heartbeat. We could not get this to work. So if y'all have ever done this and it does work, let us know down in the comment section. And then once our failed little toilet paper experiment happened, we spent a little time talking about the different parts of the heart and what they do. Now for history, we are going through the story of Joseph. So today we are pairing the what happened with a picture and then putting them all in order. This was actually harder than it looked, hence all of the different red lines. And then language arts, we did dictation. And then I thought this was funny. So she did this for homework and I checked it today. It said to write the EI words with EI bigger than the rest of the word. So she took that as you wrote the entire word, and then at the end you wrote EI bigger than everything else, just as an extra thing, I guess. She even said, she's like, I wonder why it told me to write it twice. I was like, it didn't tell you to write it twice. So then we took a nice little brain break, finished up the school day with math. We are talking about composite and prime numbers as a nice little review today. And then she is sitting and getting some homework done, again, while I am tutoring. Right now, she's finishing up while I have a little spelling worksheet going on. And I have 6 hours of tutoring this evening, all back to back. So she has plenty of time to get all of her homework done and probably some fun, like artsy type things also. It's Friday. We have a very long school day planned today. And I just wanted to show y'all this because this is a hot mess express. I've got a lot of tutoring stuff from yesterday. We've got a spot over here to work on. And I wanted to show you that because sometimes that's normal. Sometimes you're going to have a messy homeschool area, and that is perfectly okay. We started with a choose your own adventure story and then moved on to a timed math test. And then we learned some fun divisibility rules and also worked on some factorization. So math was pretty easy, pretty fun this morning. And then we did take a little brain break before we went ahead and moved on to our science. Science, the first thing we did is a science experiment. So we've been talking about the kidneys. So we did a science experiment to show how the kidneys filter out waste. The red drops that you see coming in here, this is going to represent our blood. The sand represents the waste that our body makes and then obviously somehow has to be cleaned from our blood. And then to get to the kidney portion, we have this filter is going to represent nephrons or nephrons. I think it's nephrons. And we're going to slowly pour the blood through the filter that happens in our kidneys. And that's going to filter out all the waste. And then what we have left is this clean blood that you see here. So this was a cool little science experiment on how our kidneys work and filter out waste for us. Next, we moved on to the different parts of the heart and what each thing does. And then we talked a little bit about pacemakers. And then we actually made a model of the human blood. All this is corn syrup that is supposed to replicate the plasma. The red hot tamales. Now, I used hot tamales. They called for the red, like red hots. I was not paying $8 for those. My store did not have them. I got the $1 hot tamales instead. Those are the red blood cells. The white beans are the white blood cells. And then the little peas, split peas, are the platelets. Language arts was a lot of review. And then history, we've been talking about Egypt. So we talked about the 12 tribes of Israel today, looked over a few more pyramids, and then we moved on to our Bible, which today we have been focusing on getting back to Jesus journaling. If you don't know what that is, I have it linked below on the YouTube side. If you're watching this on Instagram, you'll need to flip over to YouTube. It's linked up in my stories to get the full Jesus journaling tutorial. But basically, it is a gratitude journaling with like a biblical spin on it. So we write down what we're thankful for, what we see God's hand in, who God is, some biblical-based I am statements, pray over some goals, and then pray over some like personal items. Now, this is the one that I have for kids and teenagers. The one for adults, which is the one that I use, very similar, but as you can see, there's a lot more space for journaling versus just listing. That wraps up our homeschool week for the week of November 10th, and we will see y'all next week.